welcome to the West Bath Tuesday, September 9th Planning Board meeting. I'm Gabe Whitney, the chair.
Jim Williams.
Wake up, Madeline Hennessy.
Gary Mitchell.
Chris Cunningham.
And that establishes a quorum. Any amendments to the agenda? Great. All right, so first tonight will be MCR Properties, LLC.
Alright, it's us.
Yep.
Should we come on?
Come on up. Yeah. Pull up a chair. That's this stuff, I believe.
Yes.
Work photos first, and
Sorry?
yeah, those are the minutes.
It's a different order.
Oh,
This is the
Okay.
order starting here, going up, and then coming back
Okay.
down.
I just don't have an updated copy.
Yeah.
Just introduce ourselves.
Yeah.
Michaela Holloran, manager of MCR. Steve Bell, engineer for MCR.
I'll share yours.
We only need two spread out here.
We can share.
No, that's all right. If you don't mind.
So for that one, I do have a amended, yeah, her comments from, Jonathan.
This is the update copy?
Yeah, he got back to us
Last week.
last week with some comments, so mostly it was minor, but just about the lighting, notes. Is there another thing you had? Oh, okay. Which he said, that we could potentially get planning board approval with like a stipulation that we have to get him like the fire code plans prior to being issued a permit. So that's our plan.
Okay.
And then the purposes of the drone photo was because last time we talked about, the wetland area that's shown, like, on this plan without paving.
So it would be right,
So I transposed it onto the. Right here, this section that shows it up onto this, like, paved area, what we've paved, that's there are no wetlands there. Basically, there's a rock, like a pile of rock
So
that runs the entire way across the property line here. Or not the property line, but
So
across
here's
the
the
property
office.
here, and then it drops down and all back here is
The shop's
wetland.
down here.
But
And the
this
shop
is no longer.
Next to the shop.
It never
so it's
was
this area.
when we bought the
This is
property.
it, yeah.
Okay. So that's why we did the drone.
Yeah.
Yeah, the drone picture shows.
And this is that slice that is up the side.
Yes.
Yeah. So this would be like that. So this area would be coming up here.
Oh, okay, sure.
And it's hard, honestly, hard to tell from a picture, but after this
Yeah,
drop down
so-
that you see, that drops way down.
So
back here.
here's, yes,
This area
exactly,
here.
yep.
Wet.
So this is this entrance, this existing entrance. And
So
then there's,
when did you buy the property?
It was in, what about, let me think.
I mean, a year ago?
Maybe about a year ago now.
Okay.
second driveway that we wanna put in, and the only comment he had was I had 35 feet of width, and he said 30 is the max, and so I modified our, second exit to be only 30 feet wide, and then we brought our, driveway permit the last time too.
Great.
So where is that driveway shown?
It'll be, so this is existing and this will be new. And it basically runs adjacent, Crooker has one right here, and it basically runs adjacent to theirs.
So this is showing as a paved area.
Yes,
That's not existing, the
No.
driveway?
no,
There's no exit onto the road or entrance onto the road there right now.
Do you have a driveway plan?
I have it filled out here, but I don't know if it's-
yeah, we,
Modified to 30 feet.
Yeah, so I never submitted a driveway
Okay.
permit yet at all. I wanted to meet with him first to get his feel for if we were gonna be
Yeah.
allowed to do it, like everything. And he came there and he was like, I don't see a problem with this at all, just fill this out and submit it when you go to the meeting. So that should be fine. But he did say, I was like, yeah, we're looking to have a 35-foot entrance, and he was like, yeah, 30 is the max, I was like, okay, 30-foot entrance.
yeah, so it's coming up this side essentially.
Right.
I don't know if you want to put any of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And nothing's getting cleared, right?
Nope.
It's there now, technically.
And are you bringing any fill in? It's just grading?
Yeah, just
Yeah.
grading.
But technically there is gonna be a little bit of, because there is, right here, it's not like clear to there.
You mean the
The
driveway?
driveway is not
Yeah,
clear to the
so
road.
right now to the road, obviously to build
Right.
our driveway, but that would be it.
Alright, okay.
Jonathan, do you have any thoughts or comments?
No comments, no.
The,
As far as that stage of it goes,
okay,
the driveway and parking lot, that's all, as I've said, it's all existing stuff. That wetland on there is incorrect. Obviously, it's nice that he included a drone photo on it. The conversation I had with them was similar to the last time that we had a building go in that place. Provide me with the structural plans before I issue a building permit. That's how it was the last time. I don't see an issue with that, but that's up to you to decide. That's
I
really
do
it.
have a question for you, regarding that, just because, like, based on, like, talking to these manufacturers for the steel building and, like, the wood trusses and stuff, we have to order those things, essentially, to get them to give us the structural drawings to
That's just how it was last time.
Okay, so I just wanted, but, like, what risk are we taking, I guess, by, like, getting everything ordered and time and money and just.
There's no risk, we just have to have them.
As long
Right,
as you
okay,
have
so
them.
it's just to, like,
Right,
it's not gonna be like, no, this actually doesn't work, like,
right,
Yeah.
yeah. And like I said, that was exactly the case with the last building.
yeah,
We can't get the plans till we spend the money, but we don't wanna spend the money until we get it.
Yeah, okay.
It's understandable.
yeah, alright.
so is that area, Jonathan, has that been filled in over the last 5-10 years or whatever? What's the reason for the discrepancy between a plan that shows as a wetland and now it's been filled? I mean, how
To
does
be
that?
honest, Jim, that's before me. But, I mean, I do know that, the town had that whole, basically subdivision of that land in there created and lots prepared
Yeah,
to be sold. And, to my knowledge, that one and the two before it and a couple across the street haven't changed at all. The only one that had any thing put on it at any time was Crooker's, when they had stored some material on there when they were building the high school.
I know that when they did the blasting, because the other side of Wing Farm was like full of ledge, so when they did the blasting, what my dad was saying is a lot of that they took over and that's what they used to fill these lots, so that's whenever that blasting occurred is probably similar time frame of when these were filled.
So has there been a wetland filled in there?
I do know that the buyer shaped up those lots with material, from next door, but not to my knowledge, has anything been filled in there, and I know that we would know about it because as soon as Crooker started bringing stuff over there, the phone on my desk rang from the DEP, and they were over there,
Yeah.
so.
My guess is what they graded, like made flat lots, was not in the wetland zone at the time, but that was before our time, so.
Well, it really doesn't matter.
Right.
And it's hard to.
I don't think we can allow filling a wetland. Can you?
I think the true way to do it would be go to DEP and get a permit by rule, right? If that would be allowed, that's really what the correct way to do it is, even like after the fact permit.
Oh, I see.
I think that's the only way you're supposed to do it, I think.
And you're allowed so many cubic feet, and the height of that land, I don't see how it was a wetland in the first place, but we can sit here and guess all night, but as they just said, it was before me too. So that was all just starting to, Crooker was just starting to do their thing when I took over the position. And
I do know that the DEP paid quite a bit of attention to that
yeah, they did.
as part of the sale of the town to the current owner.
Mhm.
And previously, when all that was being planned, there was a lot of discussion about wetlands. So the DEP was on this, so I think there shouldn't be any problem.
And even still, we're not proposing, for the purpose of this, we're not proposing to build on the wetlands. So it would just be when we go to pave.
But also, like, would we know, how would we find if there's already been, like, what if they did a permit by rule?
Well, there was probably like a tiered permit, right, because this was all wetland when they filled.
Yeah.
So like here, that's kind of the, I probably shouldn't say that you could get a permit by rule, because they already got probably like a tier 1, category 1, or category 2
Yeah.
permit to do the road. And like, so they were all permitted to fill so many square feet of wetland, and like that probably wasn't in the calculation, you know? Like the road was, obviously, like any of the roads were probably in the calculation and all that. I think it's more of an enforcement thing, not so much maybe, like, I don't know if, like, I don't think we can approve anything like in the wetland, right? Anything that's shown, like if you were putting the building in the wetland, I don't think we definitely could not approve that, right? And then as far as, I mean, the kicker is it's already a parking lot, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, I don't think we could really approve a parking lot over a wetland either,
It's already there.
but it's there, so I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, if we were to get this resurveyed, it wouldn't show that, right? So,
Right.
I don't
And that
know.
might be, or contacting, have you talked to DEP at all?
No, I haven't, and right, that might be, yeah.
Yeah, my guess is they okayed something and then never changed it, they just left it. But that would be something we have to figure out
Yeah,
or address.
yeah.
But as far as the building is concerned, it's not on there.
Right.
So that might be something that could be conditional before you pave.
Yeah.
What's the percent of impervious surface that we have to consider?
Oh, yeah, you guys were
38%.
38%, and
We
then
can have 60 in the,
the UPD,
yeah,
so up to 60. And so you must be at that rate now.
We're at 38.
38%
You're at 38 right now.
right now with the building and the pavement that I have
Gotcha.
on here out of the whole property.
How big is this drop off?
You will go back there.
Pretty big. Like height wise, like it's, I
Yeah.
don't know,
It's a huge goal.
30
30,
feet.
40,
Yeah.
maybe more than 30 feet.
Okay.
It's pretty steep and big drop there. Probably more than 30.
It's a gorge.
Yeah, that's in Florida.
Where is that in the ordinance, percentage,
Percentage.
you know?
Basically, remember what it was, what page it was on.
I know that, well, I didn't say what page, I don't think so. It was 40% for, commercial zones and 60% for the urban. Which we were below both, so. Site development was like page 115 to 120 something. Unless I have an update.
Jerry, what is it that you're
Here it
looking
is.
for?
35, I think.
Yeah.
Percent page?
I think
Percent of
35.
in the beginning.
Oh, okay.
That's of the, May 16th, 35, I believe, block coverage. So now it's the 40%, unless the planning board approves an increase up to 60%.
But then,
Right, that no more than 40% of said coverage shall be impervious, or the lot is wide enough from the width of any vegetative buffer strip to be increased to 30 feet. And the side and rear setbacks shall be increased to 35. Now, it's
Is
business
that-
commercial, though,
yeah,
that's-
There must be a section.
urban, there is,
Yeah.
yeah.
so that's shall not exceed 60% of the lot except unless planning board approves an increase. The increase can be up to a maximum of 75%. And the setbacks will change as well.
Well, what you're proposing is 38%.
Yes.
So well within, yeah.
Okay.
And the vegetative buffer, did you see that in the code, as far as what you're supposed to maintain on the sides?
Like the, setbacks from the, is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Setbacks from the property.
Well, not so much just like building setback, but I believe there's a, for these, Jim, I think, right, there's a vegetative buffer like we ran into with the storage units, right? I think it's, is it 20 or 30? I saw it was 30 there, but
Which we're not even within, we're not.
You know,
Well, right here, close to that. With the paving though, you mean?
it's supposed to be a bit like,
Yeah.
like, it's supposed to be vegetative,
Even if there's nothing in between,
But you
like,
have it from, is it from the property line though, not from the buildable lot?
right?
Oh, but you're saying we can't pay right to the property line, is that the?
No, but if you look, this is the property line here,
Right,
and we're right up to it with the pavement.
with the pavement, not with the building.
Right, no, but I'm saying if it's to the impervious surface, if that's what you're saying. But there's no like,
There is no
vegetation
vegetation
there.
along that line.
Right,
It's rock, yeah, it's like a
So
rock,
I don't know if that-
boulders that Crooker put down.
right, it's all right, it's gravel right through to their property.
There's vegetation on the opposite side, which we're not close to.
Right.
But
so it talks about the impervious,
Yeah, it says it's in regard to an increase in lot coverage, but I don't know where it references.
increase, so the lot, it says, the buffer strip to be increased to 30 feet, so I'm pretty sure it's 20 feet, the vegetated buffer strip. So when we did the storage, units, we were worried about that.
So how does that work, like what you're saying, like, so over here, if there is no vegetation, like,
Like a planting plan.
We're counting, there's not vegetation, but.
so like we put something in there, you're
Yeah,
saying?
that's like you'll see, like banks and stuff do that all the time.
Yeah,
Like a landscape plan.
right.
I was gonna say that about hole.
We can try.
Because like, you can see in this drone picture, like, this is what we have right now on the property line. It's literally just a line of boulders.
So- Just speak to that's been waived before between, you know, budding property owners. And that place wasn't laid out that way, those lots weren't laid out that way, the guy who bought the whole thing doesn't care if it's that way. Are you sure that that's a requirement in the UDP?
Because it says that it can be, like, you can change things around to, if you fill too much, if you use too much of the impervious area, then you have to increase that buffer zone to 30 feet.
Right, right.
And like, I know Derek owned the whole thing at one time, right? He could care less if everybody filled up, but like the next parcel beside him, right, when they buy something.
Yeah, that next to us is Trucker.
He's on both sides.
No, the other side we have vegetation, and we're not close to it. How far away are we from, what do we think this to this is? So this is 50, this is
So the
50.
question-
Probably 50-something feet from the vegetation
Yeah.
on this
Driveways,
side.
driveways don't
See.
count as, need to meet setbacks, but parking lots do.
Right,
It's just something to keep in mind.
which we're 50 feet from this vegetation, even to the
Yeah, so
pavement.
you're good there.
So we're good on
And
this
the back,
side,
obviously.
and the back, obviously, we have
The
plenty of
front, we
space.
have to check, because we'd probably be close with our, we would be close there.
We would just make sure when we pave that we don't go within 30, whatever we need to do,
That's
20
80 foot to the,
property lines. But the problem is, we were gonna pave right up,
That
we were
side
gonna
of the
pave
building,
right up to,
and then come up with our exit, right here.
So on that buffer strip, Jerry, you're looking at page 121,
120 what?
121 and 13.10. It talks about a minimum of 20 feet.
Does it say we can waive it or anything, Jim?
Well, there's quite a lot of verbiage there.
Yes.
Yeah, I can pull a file and show you planning board minutes where it was waived in the past, it was before I was here, but it's been done before.
Planning board may modify side buffer requirements to the extent necessary to accommodate shared access and or shared
yeah,
parking
here's
areas.
number 2. A, go, under A2. Planning board may modify side buffer requirements to the extent.
For shared parking areas.
And or,
And or other common facilities.
So are you applying for your final approval tonight?
yes.
What is happening on lot 5? Is that
This is, that Hooker, yeah, they have it loaded with materials. Dirt piles, rock, whatever, yeah. I don't know if they just use it for storage or what their intent with it is, but
Gravel pit for now.
it's, yeah, essentially a gravel pit.
So they own this lot earlier? The other lot?
No,
You said
we
they were
didn't
using
buy
it
that.
for storage?
No, that's what they're using their lot for.
No, before though, you said they were using this for storage of material?
I don't know what that lot was used for. I think they developed this lot to sell. I don't know
I
that
don't really think
anyone.
it's up to them to know that, is it? Jim? I mean,
I'm just trying to get a sense of what we need to have a buffer strip for next door. You know, I mean, if this is a big gravel pile and that's what they had here, I mean, it would seem to me that a buffer strip would be minimal at best, you know, not required at all. That's what I'm trying to get
okay,
at.
yeah, I'm just saying, you know, for all we know, they don't even know their neighbors, and.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't think they should have to answer questions for their neighbors, I guess is what I think, but.
Well, we're struggling a little bit with this buffer thing. It requires, in the ordinance, the way I read it, it requires a 20-foot buffer. So,
But what if the vegetation doesn't exist? Does it, you plant, that's,
It talks about, you know, what you can, it says evergreens can be used as buffers provided they're planted properly, natural features being maintained.
Well, it's-
Development zone.
It says where the area has been disturbed before or during construction, or where existing vegetation is insufficient to provide a buffer, the planning board shall require plantings as reasonably necessary to fulfill the function of the vegetative buffer strip. So that gives us some leeway. Because there's certainly no vegetation up there now.
No, on that side.
So like, you know, this year, it's Kirk owns it, right? He sells it to the hotel that was gonna go there, right? Are they gonna want a buffer? You know what I'm saying? Are they gonna come after the town because no buffer was installed on this lot, right? Maybe, maybe not. That's a stretch. I don't care if there's a buffer. I never go out there, to be honest with you. But
and it's all commercial.
Mm-hmm.
It's all commercial. It's not like it's next to residential. It's all commercial. So.
Yeah, it's an industrial.
But I do think we need to, where it's in the ordinance, I think we do need to consider it
Well,
and show that we've considered that. And if there's a waiver required to do that.
usually like in the code though, it says if we can do the waiver, right?
Well, may modify side buffer requirements to the extent necessary to accommodate shared access or shared parking areas, other common facilities, and we don't know whether or not that
There's no
driveway would ever
facility.
be shared.
Yeah.
And there's no residential use up there.
Can you consider it a shared lot if there's no private parking there?
I think I don't think we can hang our hat on the shared thing, right? It'd be like if they're gonna share, it's gonna be like a store, and they're gonna share
Right.
parking or something. So all we can do, right, I don't think we can really, we're not supposed to waive it, but we could, if we wanna waive it, we could, right? We could potentially address it, like Jim's saying,
We modify side buffer requirements to the extent necessary. In other common facilities. Let's see.
Up on A on 120, when a natural screen does not exist on a side boundary, side buffer planting plan may need to be submitted, but it doesn't say it must be. So I think we've got leeway. Plant 3 cedars.
The problem isn't that, the problem is the distance based on the placement of everything. If we go planting things here and then we now have to push our pavement
Yep.
that far back, and then to get in there, we're so tight up against this building now. That's the problem, is that it's restricting us on this side of the building. Put that in.
I mean, whatever we have to do, but a vegetative buffer in that location just is out of place, looking at it, like, I don't know. But it's,
My guess is we'd have to bring in topsoil.
Yeah, a lot of something.
Or just
Yeah.
planters.
Do we need to inquire about that in this situation?
I don't think we do.
I think the general consensus is it's nobody,
Yeah.
So,
I'm surprised there's one required in that zone, but.
there's one required, I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
I said I'm surprised there's one required in that zone,
Yeah,
but there is.
if it was up against a residential property.
Mhm.
That's right. I think when we need to think about buffers is when, you've got commercial next to residential.
Yeah.
Lines.
Yeah, it
Not
says that.
necessarily zones, but uses. If you've got a residential house next to a commercial area, and I think a buffer is important.
Yeah.
But this is all out of the industrial park, or the industrial park.
Personally, I think that may have been an oversight when it was written. They just automatically merged what's in business commercial into the UDP, where it's not necessarily, doesn't make sense per se.
Okay.
Something we could have Max look at in the ordinance.
I'm just gonna
So,
just say that.
yeah. So Jonathan, you've looked at these plans and so forth, and they're meeting all the setbacks. Fine, that way, okay. And you're good with the 2 driveways and
Yeah.
the building and everything?
Yeah, the road commission is good with that, that's out of my,
Yeah.
out of my wheelhouse,
Your wheelhouse, is that what you said?
my wheelhouse.
Okay, gotcha.
okay, do we need to have a vote or anything on waiving the buffer? Or we good, just?
I think we just approve it as
Okay.
presented.
I would agree with that. And then maybe, I guess, looking into the DEP about before you pave,
Yeah.
but that would be the only thing. And I think worst case is like if you didn't pave that and left it
Right.
dirt,
Mhm.
would be the worst case, but I think you should be able to get amended. But I think our hands are kind of tied in that business.
Yeah. Survey that,
Yeah.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
fine.
So is that a condition then?
That would be a conditional for paving.
Yeah.
But I mean, they're still under the lot use, but as far as paving over that, I think that would be the only issue. Right, so that would be the condition, otherwise I think it's good to go.
Paving over what area?
Over this one in here.
Just to get that,
On-
either
on
check with
what-
DEP or get it resurveyed or however that would be. Like we're still, there's
Yeah.
setbacks otherwise, but
But this plan here, I mean, this line here
there's nothing there.
is right here, correct?
Yes,
Correct.
And so all this area right now is gravel.
correct. And has been. Before we owned it.
That's what I'm saying, like maybe DEP has to just resurvey, or if they resurvey, but
That's worst, that's what we would do, obviously, before paving,
I think
is
just
just
looping
get them
them
out there.
in, like even if it's just looping them in,
Right,
it might help rather than
right,
bringing up an
yeah,
issue.
yeah.
maybe it's just, yeah,
They might just be like, give us
it's
a
a map inconsistency or whatever.
letter or like
Yeah,
an email or
that'd be-
something, I don't know, but.
I'd be very surprised if they weren't aware of it.
Yeah, that's what,
Right. Or just something that says that they are.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
So it's not us that's concerned about the wetland, it's up to the E DEP.
Cause, yeah, they're the one that's designating it. Like,
Okay.
we don't have anything to do with that,
Good.
right? We're only here to enforce the proposal, which is
Right.
out of our hand. So that would be it.
we can do that.
Does someone want
So,
to move or? Alright, so I guess I'll move for, approval of the plan as it is presented with the, condition that you have DEP look into that before you pave.
Yep.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor? Alright, unanimous? So I'll fill that out really quick.
I'm sure you have that final set of plans, please.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes.
You should make all these things. No.
The structural is gonna happen. Who should I leave the driveway permit with to give to, Steve? Or Steve, yeah, thank you.
Alan, did we finally hire someone to plow the wind farm?
Yes, it's included, it's been now included specifically in the town. And I'm no longer on the select board, so I'm not up on what's going on in town.
We have an official sewer district in West Bath now too. You passed that up.
Just realized what we did.
Where are you going here? So, Jonathan will need a copy, I guess that undisturbed copy can be yours.
Oh yeah, and he'll need a copy of that updated.
So,
Somewhere in there is gonna be the
Yeah.
updated plan, so we'll give him both maybe.
okay.
Oh, okay.
I got it.
I think he has the digital, but not.
Oh, okay. No, I was going down.
Which one is the, those are the extras, I think, right?
These aren't the ones you want.
This is a fresh, this is that one wasn't touched, and then this has the revision, the revised plan, somewhere in there.
What was the date on that application? So, is that right there?
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good.
Is it model 4?
Oh,
Yep.
Storage.
Approval, thank you.
Well, welcome to that, thank you.
Yeah,
All right.
thank you guys.
Yeah.
Tracy, is that it for more then?
So
Yeah.
did the first applicant back out or?
Did what?
Why didn't you?
Oh, yes,
Why
I
did you take the other?
Tracy said that this is.
right there,
Okay.
Oh,
So who's next?
That's it. So next is Rockfront Properties.
okay.
Yeah, we're perfect here.
Rockfront? Yeah. How you doing?
Good.
Good.
So full disclosure too, just for everybody, so I worked for Joe, designed the septic for the Grange. So I can back out if anybody wants me to.
Sounds,
I did the work before any planning board info or any type of, before he's going.
then you have a.
So you did a soil test for
I
me?
did septic, yeah,
Septic design.
and I have no problem.
You feel you would be impartial and so forth?
Yeah.
I think that's fine.
I'm okay with that.
Think you can be impartial too,
Yeah, if anything, you'd be able to speak to it as an expert.
so we wanted to take on a grant,
And keep it the same.
keep the same, but more useful.
Yeah. It's a great building.
It is a good building.
I heard all the stories from Rick Farnham.
Yeah. That's numbers, I think you're fading away.
Sure. I don't know if this, these are all the copies are out there.
There's big ones here, if everyone wants any big ones.
Okay.
Big ones are big.
There are all these other plans too, but, I don't look at those.
So these would be like studio apartments?
Why don't you make your proposal, please?
Yeah.
Tell us what you'd like to do.
We're trying to keep the building the same style, same everything. Go in and put in 6 units there and have like personal office upstairs, that's all. They're just single bedroom units, 2-story units. Nothing crazy at all.
So each unit will have an upstairs, downstairs facility, okay.
Right.
So
Kitchen.
there's a third floor, but are you utilizing that too?
What's that?
What's the, it shows a third floor here.
Yeah, that's where I'm gonna put my office upstairs.
Oh, okay,
We'll have storage.
okay. So that's not part of the units?
But you're not, that's for you, that's not being rented out, okay.
It's not being rented to anybody.
Keeping the existing stairway
Yes,
with the,
definitely.
and what about the wainscot? Is that salvageable?
The what?
All the wainscot, that's all
I'm
of it?
keeping all of it, 'cause we're gonna reuse it upstairs. Probably all the wood is gonna be reused. And then, we're contacted to do a fire system. So they're in line for them to design, it's Eastern Fire, it's gonna do the fire system for it. So it's gonna have a fire system and,
When you say fire system, you mean?
the suppression, sprinkler system.
Okay.
But they said they're 2 to 3 weeks out.
Sure. So that would be a condition.
Right, same thing with the surveyor, I had to have them come out last Friday. We found some of the old irons and we cleaned them off and everything, but
What's the problem with the survey?
new survey plot map and everything
Okay.
to identify the high water line.
Oh, okay. For setbacks?
It's, yes, it's for, the shoreline, for Jerry's, septic design.
Ah, I got you.
But he said that he will have it within 2 weeks of
Okay.
last Friday, so.
Okay.
But he said he's having trouble finding the original parcel maps and all the stuff, because all we had was the big, highway road map.
Okay.
He was digging through all that stuff.
So you've already contacted a company about the sprinklers. Do you have anything to do with the sprinklers? Or how that goes?
Yeah, so, they've contacted a contractor for that, and will provide me with a sprinkler plan when they have completed it.
Okay, so that can just be a condition that you would see it.
It can be a condition, because I will not issue a permit until I get it, period. So, as far as, I think you were just speaking about the survey. Yeah. You're having, is it that you believe you had more property over there? No, we want to find out exactly where the pins were at, where the survey, the existing survey pins. Okay. And then that's going to also decide on the frontage on the backside, the shoreline. Oh, right, yeah, on the resource protection there. No, nobody's done anything on that since 1965.
I can't hear you. Could you repeat that, please? You know, get your back.
Nobody's done anything on the survey since 1965, so they have to find the pins, they're buried under the ground,
Okay.
like 8 or 10 inches deep. So we were able to locate 3 of them. So he was going back and going to have them recreate the whole survey map.
Where's the survey on here?
Third page,
Oh, there it is.
Is that railway used anymore? Or is it still?
Last week, there was 2 engines that came through there.
Oh, really?
Checking the tracks.
Wow.
Yeah, the steel,
The steel has,
you know, American Steel is just, you know, they bring steel in all the time to their facility that's just down the tracks here,
Wow.
down in here.
Well, 5 years ago, I got hit in the tracks in Sanford's Crossing,
Really?
his truck, remember that? I'm sure John remembers that. Yeah. So it's still used, it's definitely still used.
So you're here for a change of use, correct? Is that what I saw? Zoning, or exactly what are we here for? Huh? Yeah, change of use.
Could you dig out the full-size plan, survey of it? Is the survey gonna change, or? Okay. You're just reestablishing the line.
Yeah. They have to locate
So what's this
the existing pins.
what are you gonna do for city, for water and sewer?
There's existing water.
Okay, is it public water there? Okay,
And then it's on a septic system.
okay.
And that's good for,
Do you have a design for that?
So here's the thing with the septic, right? So right now, it's currently approved for 540 gallons per day. So we went off, the criteria we used was, we used the design flow from the Grange. The state was acceptable to that. But then when you change, as far as changing use, because there's a major water body behind the Grange, you need so many square lineal feet along that water body to discharge so many gallons. So Joseph applied for a minimum lot size waiver for not only the lot size, but for the shore frontage along the water body. And so he got it increased. He could only discharge, like, say, 400 gallons the way it was. John scaled it off, and it was like 170 feet along the water body, which only allowed him to discharge like 400 and some odd gallons. So we went to the state, asked for a waiver, and they approved it up to 540 gallons per day. Now the problem is, what's going on now though, is that each unit, the way Joseph's got it divided up right now, each unit is only good, each one of those units would require 120 gallons per day. So if you do that for 6 units, that's 720 gallons. So the way the plan sets right now, it's not, this isn't legal.
so that's why they're trying to find out if the frontage is different because of the survey. Correct. I
And then the state said they would entertain, if there was more frontage, they would entertain going back to them for a waiver.
More water, you mean, again, water frontage along.
Gallons per day. If there's more frontage along the water body, then the Grange can dispose of more water per day.
That makes sense.
This is a pretty good survey, the one that's there now, so I kinda don't think it's gonna change a lot.
Is that with a pre-treatment system and everything?
See, it's not the side, like Joe's got plenty of land along the side of the Grange to dispose of waste. The problem lies in the fact that there's a water body behind. And the other problem is it shows up on the USGS maps, so that's a major water body. So when it shows up as a major water body, you have to have so many feet per gallon per day.
What is it? Is it a stream? Is it a wetland? What is it?
It's a little pond.
Oh, okay.
The school that goes into the whole, like, valley, between the road and the ridge.
So the way it's shown, drawn up right now, Joe would have to get rid of units
Yeah.
to meet that 540. Each unit, the way he's got shown right now, has to use a design flow of 120 gallons per day.
Or, yeah, or get more frontage, you're saying? Or, I mean, okay, I see.
Is that because of the number of bedrooms, that potential,
Yeah, there's 6 units, 6 bedrooms.
so that would be,
What about the office? They don't require anything for that?
So the office, so a holding tank is not allowed for residential use, but a holding tank is allowed for commercial purposes. So the plan there would be to go back to the state, once everything we're waiting to figure out what Joe was gonna do, then go back to the state for a holding tank. So the office space would be served by a holding tank, which is allowed for commercial purposes. So he can't do that for any of the residential living areas, but he could do that for, so theoretically, you could make that, you could do a holding tank, you could put how many people in that Grange as you want, really, with a holding tank. It would just be expensive to get pumped out, obviously.
And there's no public anything going there.
No.
Does that system have a pre-treatment system
It
to
does.
reduce it to 60 per bedroom?
Just,
Well, 120 per unit, so it's 60 per.
It does have a pre-treatment just because we were close to the water body, not so much for size.
Okay.
There's no deduction for size. And the main reason why is the big thing is, the limiting factor is really the frontage along the water body. And then the second limiting factor would be the area. You got just under an acre, I think, or over an acre. And so it's 66 square feet per gallon per day, so if you do the math out, we had to ask for a waiver for that also.
Which they granted?
They granted both the waivers for the, but it's not enough, right? So it's for 6 bedrooms, it's for 6 complete bedrooms, so Joe could reconfigure these to have 6 bedrooms total, but not 6 units like it's shown.
And 2-bedroom units.
You could do 2, as long as, so the 2-bedroom units would be 180 gallons apiece, right? So you could do up to that 540, however you wanna do
And
it.
these are all single bed units?
These are all singles.
Okay. So it's already, alright.
600.
So those would be the two conditions, would be the approval of John's, looking at the sprinkle system, and then, I guess, the survey leading to resubmission to okay the plan as proposed.
We need a septic system design that can handle this layout.
Whatever layout they settle on.
Do you have the system designed?
For 540 gallons. There's a system approved all by the state for up to 540 gallons per day.
So you're waiting for the resurvey of the lot to find out if the frontage is increased, which would be more flow.
Right, but that might
Yeah,
not
we need the
change.
exact lineal footage of the shoreline.
I got you.
And I tried to go through and I stepped off into the pond. I had a 300-foot tape and about 250 feet into it, I slid in the pond. I said, you know what?
Could talk to somebody.
So right now, you've got a waiver for 540, just had to write that down. All right, but we need 120.
We really need
We need
7.
60 times,
I think it's 720.
7.
Or to change the plan.
Correct. One or the other.
And you can't do like a partial holding tank, partial leaching?
You can, right, but not for the residential portion, only for the commercial portion, which would be like office space, like manufacturing space. If you want to sell hot dogs there, you could, but you can't do it for the residential living, only for commercial purposes or holding tanks allowed. And to me, this is a good survey, like Jim knows surveys, like, to me, this looks like a good survey, like it.
Well, when the state does their layout they're taking, they're really interested in
What they're taking.
the right-of-way lines, not necessarily the property lines. They'll show them, but there's no real survey of the property lines themselves.
Okay.
So it could be fairly close, or it could be not.
Mhm.
So, I think his sense is correct to try and have a survey, have a survey done of his property, just his property.
65, that was when they took the land, right?
Yeah, so, this is for
And is it,
taking, I mean, it shows the right-of-way lines very accurately,
Yeah.
but this line here, you know, shows some iron pipes.
Right,
Is this a stream or is this?
right.
Is it go straight all the way back?
Yeah.
Yeah, they weren't so much.
Oh, right.
That's what they took.
Interior lines as well,
Yeah.
as what they were getting.
Well, I'm not really sure what they did, why they had this is a curve on the road. that
Yeah.
Point of tendency, that's what that is.
Yeah.
So I don't know really what this line here was showing for.
Yeah. Hmm.
There's no garage back there anymore, right? It's
No.
gone.
The carrot
So-
house is gone.
Yeah.
I don't know the other characters.
So Jonathan, I'd love to hear your thoughts and comments on the proposal. as always.
Yeah, so the architect provided a life safety plan in there. You know, dotted that I, there's a handicap ramp on the front of the building right now. We obviously want to remove that, and then there would be 3 separate landings for entrances into the apartments. I just wanted to add that will not, I mean, removing that ramp, which is legally non-conforming, those landings aren't gonna be any less conforming than it is, I'm sorry, it's not gonna be any more conforming than it is now, more or less conforming, so that shouldn't be an issue. I was kind of, thought somebody may pick up on that and ask me about it, so I figured that I would just mention it. Obviously, like I said, the sprinkler system is in the works, and the septic system will have to be in the works. And as long as those things can, you know, pass the code, then they'll get a permit for it. But not until then. That's all, you know, so I'll just do it.
So what do we need for parking? Per unit?
What are your plans for the parking?
We need one per unit, or? We got plenty of parking there, right, the existing, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not telling you guys not to look at it,
Right.
but I looked at what's
Yeah.
there for parking lot, and it seems adequate for the required spaces with the room that they
And I
have.
think under LD 2023, I don't think you could stop anything due to parking, I believe, right? I think there was a clause in there that said you can not have enough parking spaces, and it still shall be approved, unfortunately.
There's a lot of space there, isn't there?
Yeah.
Yes,
I
there
think
is.
it's enough.
So your plan is two parking spots per apartment?
Yeah.
Okay, that's my question. Thank you. So where are we in the approval process on this?
This is, you came in for preliminary, right? I missed that. So this is final. I guess is, do we want to approve a plan that we don't know if it's gonna go through or not, right, even with a condition?
I think we need to see that, well, I'd like to see a final plan and the design and how the units are and 2 bedrooms and
Based on.
the 6
the
units or 4
that you can do.
units or, you know, this is still to me, in the works. It's,
Preliminary.
you know,
It all depends on the lineal footage of the waterfront, that's depending on the septic system.
Yeah.
That's gonna calculate.
we don't have the final survey, we don't have the final design. I don't think we can act on it. As Jonathan said, things are still in the works.
Yeah, my recommendation to the architect when I spoke to her earlier was, you know, the sprinkler system is one thing. There's a company that's gonna design a plan, they're gonna give it to me. This septic portion of it's completely unknown. And my recommendation was to not come tonight because the planning board can't approve the unknown.
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah.
Just out of curiosity, is it economically feasible if you have to have fewer apartments?
Not really. And the need for housing around here.
Oh, I know.
rentals is insane.
Yep, I get that. Oh,
Well, I think we need to see the final design.
yeah.
Everything, you know, we've got a couple preliminary things still, you know, pending.
Is there
I'd
anything
like to see
else
the
that
final
we-
survey and I'd like to see the final septic design and if you do change the number of bedrooms per unit, you know, it's like,
That's gonna.
yeah, it's still preliminary, yeah, it's still pending.
Hell right then.
Yeah. So,
I love the idea of saving the range hall, at least the outside and some of the beautiful old woodwork. But you hate to stop progress on account of septic systems, but golly gee whiz, there's nothing more important to living conditions than having a functioning septic system. And the neighbors are important too.
So when do you find out about your survey? And then how long would it be?
A week from Friday.
A week from Friday? And then how long
Oh,
would
it
it be?
is coming Friday, so in 2 weeks.
2 weeks?
Yeah.
And then how long would it take to resubmit to the?
So I think they usually take probably 3 weeks to approve, I would guess. I think that's what, if we look back at the when we sent it in versus when I got it sent back,
Okay,
I would say it's about 3 weeks.
okay.
So we know by next meeting?
Well, I'd have to apply in advance
Yeah.
to get on the
Right.
agenda, so.
All right, okay, so I guess we're waiting then for I guess, the results of your survey and what the septic system is. Otherwise, the condition of the sprinkler with John, I think is fine. That wouldn't hold anything up, it's just whatever the results are.
Okay.
Does that sound?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think we can,
I'm
I don't think
agreeing
we
with
can do
that, yeah.
anything without the septic system.
Okay.
So I think do we need a vote?
No, I mean,
I'll make a motion if we'd like.
Or motion.
I'd move that we wait until, for any further action until we can see the survey and see the final septic design.
so it's not a denial, it's like a continuance?
Yeah.
Okay.
So can we put it on for the next,
I mean, we have an answer, but if you have an answer, yeah. I mean, I don't think there's any issue if it goes on the next agenda, unless you don't have those answers.
we can just continue to the next agenda? Is there a board thing?
If we table it?
Yeah,
That's fine.
I don't have an issue with that, because
That's, yep.
that's fine.
Motion to table.
Okay, all in favor of tabling until we get the results?
Okay.
Alright.
So we're good for the change of use then, right?
Yeah, I don't think anybody, I don't want to speak for the board, but I think everybody's excited that you've done something with the Grange. I think they just want to make sure.
That's great.
You know.
Just the question of sewage. I would use some other kind of language, but it's a public meeting.
We got one of the old sewage complex, you know, in there.
We should just make a treatment center.
Can you even throw this out?
It comes in.
Did it just continue? You guys,
If it's,
there's not,
there's not a place for table,
no.
just then continue would be sufficient.
That'll be fine.
Right, I should get this stuff back to you in the next couple of weeks, so.
Yeah, save your prints,
Yeah, no,
so you don't have to print all this stuff again.
And call your surveyor every day.
Yeah.
He showed up in the rain on Friday and we dug and
Who's your surveyor?
he's from Titcomb.
Titcomb? Yeah, they're gonna get.
The guy was called from here, he said he was 4 months out. And I called this other guy and he said,
Nice. You need any of these? You need a copy of this?
Well, in the end,
In the end,
we'll need
yeah.
a copy of everything, so, but just one copy of everything.
Do you like the full-size copies, Jonathan?
On a project like this, yeah, it's good to have.
So one of those copies will go to
And, you know, I'll have to obviously sort it,
Jonathan.
sort it out in the end, after you get your approval, if you wanna do that, or.
detail.
stuff that. In fact, if you don't, if you don't need to take those with you, they can stay safe right in my office.
Okay.
So that's fine.
And then that way they'll be right here, and then I can extract what I need at the end to make sure that I have everything.
Alright, this is where we're at.
How much
Take a little more from survey
reinforcement
side
does
is
it have
right,
to
yep.
do? As I recall, the building tended to sway it.
We have 14, footings that go underneath the bottom, and we carry it up with steel columns all the way to the third.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you walk around, you can feel it.
So,
When you're
The
pushing
last-
the piano around, you can
the
feel
last
it.
time, the last time I checked, there was overcapacity. The second floor seemed a little tight,
All right, good?
especially when people start here.
And here, keep those with this too.
What's that?
It looks like a good floor plan, Joe. The upstairs.
No, well, I don't know, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know, how many years ago was that?
It's
I like that.
60s.
Oh, I was around,
That's a good
but
idea.
I don't remember.
Yeah, my folks were.
Are you taking all that?
I don't know. When you're in high school, you know,
Yes.
take a walk. Minstrel show.
My parents were there. Yes,
Yeah, thank you, appreciate your time.
There you go.
See you soon.
All right, thanks, guys.
Alright, next up is Edmund and Susan Brumhead.
And I go by Ted.
So, are you gonna do a brunette?
I'm Ted.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm representing a general contractor.
Okay, what's your name, sir?
Chris.
Chris, and what's your firm?
Common ground with you.
Trying to get it.
Think about it first.
50 feet or
Alright,
something. We had to do.
so do you guys wanna tell us what you're thinking?
Yeah, so
The whole set.
there's an existing house there. We'd like to demolish and then build a new house on top. In the same place. The same footprint, so this is existing house. There's work out of this too. So, oh, there's two, yeah, there's existing and then proposed. I know there's 2 sheets in each. Oh, okay.
That's what they want on this one.
Blueberry. What's the second one? Okay.
Yes. Yeah, that's the cottage currently that we're gonna demolish. You'll see the footprint of the new one. We need to obviously violate setback and go over the line. Now, I'm told that the neighbor here is wanting to sell property, as long as it doesn't mess with his,
This isn't right.
it's not right.
No, this is inside of the line. They didn't do this right.
That tracks along this line right here.
Yeah, well, it cuts inside, it does cut. According to when I spoke with, I'm not gonna speak for John, but I mean, sort of am, but when he came down and looked at it, that we were inside the line. So you can see out here that we're inside the line, and as long as we maintain inside the line, that we're okay to use this space, there's a bush in there. So how this was laid down on top of this, is skewed. You can see it's off here too, it's skewed. I didn't see it.
Yeah, so it comes,
This, I mean, the way it should be is that it goes to here. We're just basically taking the porch and going, straight out here. All I was doing is really squaring off from this side. What it is that, and this is a porch too, so it was a traditional old cottage where there's a porch in the front, a porch in the back, and then like a utility, or there is like a utility area, but it went from the front. So
you're keeping the same footprint as what's on this first sheet?
correct, other than this space right here is new. This corner, there is a bush in there right now. And this, yeah, there's a deck on the little deck on the back right here. So, yeah, this overlay is just off. It basically goes, you have a porch like that, and then you had a side room on here, and then this goes, and then there's a porch like that, and then there's a deck there. So all I'm looking to do is just square it off all the way around, and the lot line is like a foot off, and it cuts across the driveway. So, this you can see the driveway. This is the driveway. So it just cuts in a weird spot across. Is that?
So the big thing is like, as long as you're not making it any more non-conforming, right?
Right, right.
And that's this,
Yeah, so the side that we're looking at is, so this is the side, see how there's a bush there, and this is.
and that bush is here.
Is here.
It's there.
Is there. This is a deck, on the back, a little deck to the rear.
Yeah.
To the wall, to the.
Are there other pictures that show
I
the?
mean, I have pictures of the house on my phone. I'm sure I can find something to.
I'm just curious about this area.
Yeah, well, let me see, maybe I had something there.
So right now, the cottage goes like this, right?
Correct, yeah. This is how it goes, like that, and down, yeah, and then over, deck. So it's a basic square with a porch, and when was it, front and back, and then this was put on. I mean, it says addition, but this was all built by my wife's grandfather in the 30s.
So the only thing is, like, it is making it more non-conforming. Like, you're infringing on the setback.
If this was cut, if this was, like we put the line and moved it over, like by a foot, and just, kind of have a.
You lost me on that.
Well, if it's encroaching on.
You said this is wrong, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is what is correct.
Yes, so this is what we're looking to do, is just to square this off.
And that doesn't come over
And
this
this
line.
actually is not, this is a deck, like about to there, and this is a porch.
But what you're saying is this, what you're proposing?
Yeah.
across the line.
Yeah.
Does not cross.
Does not
Doesn't
cross,
cross.
no, it doesn't cross.
Now, what were you talking about, the neighbor was willing to sell?
Well, that was a separate concept.
We haven't gotten that far, because when I explored this, with Jonathan, he said as long as we're not encroaching on the line, that we are all set to, but again, he can speak to it, that's my understanding, that we were okay.
I can speak to what I did down there, Wayne, if you would like me to.
Yeah.
Yeah, please do.
So we have a property line that's just running parallel with the east side of the current cottage. And he was looking to, I believe it was, you mentioned a porch, just make that porch extend off the north end of the cottage a little bit,
Right.
and it would run parallel with that existing property line. Not going any closer to it, actually going a little less closer to it. Therefore, in my opinion, it didn't make it any less conforming than it already is because it runs parallel. Just like we do on the shoreline, we allow people to expand along the shoreline as long as it's a parallel expansion and not any less conforming. And then it takes a left and heads west on the north property line, and the setback down there is 15 feet, and he's way away from that. So
Okay.
that was my take on it.
Yeah, I think he was just mentioning because the other drawing is off that we're looking at.
Right.
But what you just described sounds good. And you're calling for a 30% expansion?
Yes.
Is there a design of the new?
There is, yeah, there's a copy of it. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, you take off, yeah. You guys want to have it?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
So you wanna raise the cottage and you wanna build this,
Yes.
and
You have the volume,
it's 30, this is showing,
did you have it there?
yeah, right here.
Did you guys get one of these? We should-
This next one here.
There's two there.
Turn the page here.
Yep.
So the volume, looks like you're good on the volume, but the area.
I just want to see area on the survey.
I don't think so.
Jim, did you look at the area?
I had,
I haven't looked at the areas yet.
Right. So, yeah. Getting late, but.
So, do you have a survey of the property? I mean,
yeah,
It shows a set, are you on the water or?
that's the top page that we showed as the survey. The first one? No, the one, yeah, that has the septic.
Where's the water?
It's 32 feet, I think, off the top of my head.
Seaward, water line, okay.
And that's not even that's not even the high water mark, that's the wall, there's a seawall there. So it comes up, I guess, well, comes up about halfway up that wall on a
So that is the high water line?
I guess it is.
The wall is the high water line? It's vertical, the wall?
Yes, correct, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So you're increasing that, or decreasing that setback?
No, we're on the same,
You're on the same footing.
footprint, yeah, we're
Right.
going nowhere towards
The night,
the water.
where are the stairs, how is the house oriented on?
That would be the opposite side to that
This is-
seawall. This is the rear.
So that's the water side?
Yeah, it's water on both sides, but yes, to
So
answer
the
your
water's
question.
on, show me on.
Yeah, sure.
So,
So this side is the side that would be towards that seawall. It's 32
Okay, so
feet.
this wall here is,
Yeah.
is,
Is what I-
is.
This
is
one.
that
Yes,
wall
correct,
right
this
there?
one is the
Okay.
front, yeah. Yeah, so there's just a step out back off the deck. And that's, you know, and that's got land that goes, actually, I think it shows it there. Where's your seawall? The land where your wrist is, the land, the seawall stops right there and the point goes out to your elbow.
Okay,
So even this is not even in that, you know, it's not closer to the seawall, it's actually to the point. It's over to the side, does that make sense?
okay. I'm all right with it.
Yeah, just have the whole.
Okay.
I think the original square feet I had was 1569.
And then proposed is 2138.
There's the DE.
Well, it would be 7 by 9 is would be the new area, which is what, 63 square feet, right? If I'm doing.
I don't have that figure in
You
this.
don't have that sheet, maybe you can.
I didn't provide, I mean, this was me measuring it out.
So you're allowed up to 30%
Of volume, right,
and area.
and area.
So you're over on your area.
100 square feet, by what I think.
So you're at 36%, you're allowed 30%.
1569 times 0.3, 470.7 plus the 1569 comes out. So 30% would be 2,040 feet. Rounding up. And your proposed is 2138. So it's less than 100, it's 98. Yeah, so this is right, the 36%.
Yeah. You gotta shave some off somewhere.
So it's just this corner, I mean, if this corner is eliminated, then that puts me under, is that where we're at?
How big's the corner?
It's 7 by 9.
So that's only 63. So not quite. Unless it's 2-4, is it 2-4?
Well, are we counting this space too as living space? This is a deck. Is that?
The deck, I believe the deck does count. It's enclosed right
It's
now.
for enclosed, it's a one step down, you know, it has a rail on it, but it's not like a big honking deck, it's just.
No, so that wouldn't be.
So is that being,
I don't think we include the deck, right, Jim?
I don't know, I have to look at the definition each time.
I think it has to be closed.
The volume has to be enclosed.
I obviously misunderstood, I thought it was a 30% of line, didn't know the square footage was part of the. I mean, I mean, there's a bush, you can see from the picture, it's like, that's not affecting, I know it's a rule, but I'm just saying it more from a common sense thing, that it's like, there's nothing that's ever gonna go there, I mean, it's just like, it's a dead space,
Right.
and it's, all I'm trying to do is square off, and it changes, you know.
The problem is you have to sign an affidavit saying that, like with these, you have to sign an affidavit with these square footage and get it recorded in the registry.
Sure.
So like, it's not, you know.
No, I know, it's
Yeah.
not, you just on your,
Yeah.
but
So,
I'm looking.
Yes, it does include porches and decks. It's on page 127. Floor area, plus the areas of any unenclosed portions such as porches and decks.
So for the area calculation,
Is this on it? Yeah. So that's the definition of floor area. Does include the porches and decks.
So did you include the porch and deck in what your original square footage is?
Yes, yeah,
Okay.
that's why I was asking.
All right, so that's the 15, whatever it was.
Okay, what it is?
Yeah.
The 1569.
Is there a basement?
It's 4 foot across space.
Is that volume included?
I don't believe so, no.
So I guess to include that in the volume, so you've done it correct. It has to be 6 feet in height for it's just a crawl space, it's not counted. Has to be minimum 6 feet in height to be counted. So that might help you in the percent, but, you know,
Well,
if it
yeah,
exists-
yeah, that, I was just told that if we were, 4 feet wouldn't
Yeah.
be calculated, so I didn't,
No.
so I don't know, we'll have to look into this one, but it shows on the area schedule, you've got first floor 1,080, second floor 1,074, so if you add those up, it equals 2154.
yeah, that is not, that's just, I mean,
So like that number doesn't match the floor area proposed.
I mean, this is the,
That was
I
63.
mean, this was the, I don't know, this was just the, this was the measurement of the original. And that's where I came up with the square footage.
Where are you looking?
So, I
Jeremy?
mean, this, I didn't,
On this print here.
I don't think I included
Oh,
the
okay.
deck
Okay.
for the back, this back deck as part of the square footage, but it, this is just a single story, so this was the square footage I had here. This is all 2 stories, so this was the square footage I had for that. That's the square footage for that, and then I added them all, which got me to 1569. So I don't know how we got to 2100. On that number. And then I did the volume based on the 8-foot ceilings, and then did them on the third, and I got them to 16,318. But it's square footage anyways, is what our issue is.
Yeah, that's the only issue, is you just gotta get that down below 30%, or if your numbers are wrong on your existing, right? But it looks like, we'll have to figure.
Well, the numbers are wrong on that. I didn't speak to who did the drawings when they were.